You know what it is. Welcome to the best coast. Yo, it's Bronze Age nerd with that collecting elite. Big B McFly, steady bringing the vintage heat. Pull up a seat, we diving in the stacks. Silver to the bronze, got the knowledge on tap. From Kirby's Kings to the mutants, wow. We breaking it down in that laid-back style. So grab your snacks, let the panels unfold. This is comic book chilling with the stories we told. Comic book vibes, we flipping them pages. Legends and lore from all the ages. Golden to the modern, we talk that news. With Big B McFly and the nerd cut loose. Yo, you tune into that Bronze Age flow. Where comics live and legends grow. Big B McFly in the cut, let's fly. Best coast, baby, comics are what saved me. Big, yeah. Comics are what saved me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and as always, I'm joined by my faithful co-host,
Big B McFly, the comic guy.
Awesome. What's up, Big B? How you doing?
You know, it's been a week. My health points have gone down since the last show, but
yeah,
you know.
Well, that's unfortunate. I can relate, but not to the same degree. Hopefully, a nice, invigorating Best Coast Comics episode gets him to go back up a little bit, regain like one HP.
1 HP. That's right. No, I'm good to go. We're good. We're all
right. That's what I like to hear. Good to go. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. A lot of important things to talk about. Real fast. We are streaming on a couple different channels. I mention this every stream. I'd love for you guys to go down to the description and sub up all the channels if you aren't already. We're streaming on my channel. I'm Bronze Age Nerd. I'm going to be having a charity auction we're going to be talking about here pretty soon on November 22nd on my channel. So even though I don't normally say go like and sub and do all that stuff for the charity event, I do recommend doing that because we definitely could use all the help we can get spreading the word about that. And the more people watching, the better it does. Big B McFly has his own channel as well. He just had an awesome art stream this weekend, so you definitely want to go check that out on the rewind, of course, after this show. And then you can also go catch both of us as well as a plethora of other great comic book content shows over on the EXP on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, lots of different places. You can go check them out. And all those links are in the description below. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We got GT Key Comic holding it down with his emojis. Love to see it. Hydra Asylum coming in with that silver place medal. We love that as well. And then guess who gets the coveted bronze medal? That's right. It is Comic Tropes. What is up, Chris? How you doing? And then we're gonna give out a special, I don't know if you call it platinum. I guess we'll give out a platinum medal for somebody who I think deserves a lot of respect. And that is Preston Eskridge. What's up, Preston? Felony for Comics. Good Lord. Yeah, I agree. We're definitely gonna get to that. So the first thing I want to talk about, we do have Heroes for Heroes coming up. I'm going to really quickly explain what that is and show off some stuff we have that was donated from some creators. And then we'll get into the news proper. This is going to take place on November 22nd at 12 p.m. Pacific. That'd be 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a live stream on the Bronze Age Nerd YouTube channel where we're going to have like things for like prints and original art, comic pages, signed comics, key comics, that kind of stuff up for sale. Stuff that you definitely don't want to miss. Definitely check it out. And I've had a lot of great stuff sent in. You know, the cause is really catching ground with people. There's people that are still sending stuff in. If you want to send something in, we're kind of getting close to that deadline. Hey, Agu. Hey, I see you there. What's up, brother? How you doing? Always nice to run into Agu in the local events. And we got Roscoe. How you doing, Roscoe?
Hey.
And then, so we have a lot of great stuff coming in, and I want to show off this first thing. I don't have it handy, so I'll just share it from my Instagram, which I shared it today. Huge shout out to Dan Kelly. Dan has actually not just submitted some awesome stuff, and I'll talk about that in just 1 second. Here's a piece he donated. He has actually gotten me in touch with a few artists who are now donating different pieces and some writers and stuff too. So huge shout out to Dan Kelly. He's been just killing it. Speaking of killing it, he did great on this kind of, you know, Joe Kubert style Sergeant Rock that he did originally for a community art stream.
Yeah.
I didn't catch what you said.
So it's amazing. It's really good.
It's really cool. This is going to be up for auction on that charity stream I'm talking about. That's actually a sticker. I just used some painter's tape to stick it on there to kind of show off his logo. It's not actually attached to the art. And then he also, I just in case he's watching, I'll be like, do you stick a sticker on my art? No, but he sent some stickers, and I'll send those out with his items. And then he sent in this really cool Batman Hush exclusive ash can. So I'll just kind of show off the things he sent in.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's really neat. That's the exclusive launch party ash can for Batman 159. And then he sent in this really awesome Superman sketch cover, Clark Kent changing to Superman sketch cover. So that's his art there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
Very neat. So huge shout out to that. And then I'm apologize. I know somebody got in touch with Tony Fleece. I can't remember who it was. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I feel like I've gone back and forth on like 100 times. But
I've heard it pronounced fleeks and fleece.
Fleece. I've heard it pronounced both those ways. Yeah. But he sent in a signed Feral issue 17 there.
Oh, nice. Richard will be all over that.
Yeah. And then he also, these are both signed. They're signed on the inside. And I'll show them off. An Uncanny Valley trade. It's signed like on the first page in there. And then he also has a bookmark he put in there as well, which is pretty nice. Very cool. Then a Feral trade as well that's signed. So that's signed again. Same thing. It's signed on the inside page there. You can see this
nice. Black on black.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Tony for doing that. I showed off this sketch cover, but I have it handy right now. This is the Fabian Gonzalez Def Con and Punisher.
Is it DEF CON? Is that
Dev Con? I'm saying
Dev Con. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then so the other person that Dan Kelly got us in touch with, whole list of what these are here, knocking over GI Joes and stuff on my desk. But Philip Kennedy Johnson sent in just a huge stack of stuff, so I'll try to go through this kind of quickly. Last God.
Wow, Superman, that's cool looking.
Sign there from Philip. And then we have Superman World Apocalypse. These are all signed.
Wow.
Extreme Carnage, Scotty Young.
Oh, that's super cool. Hey, there, Roscoe. Extreme Carnage, Scotty Young signed.
Crocodile Black, #1.
Nice.
Got some Green Lantern. I'll just kind of go through these again kind of quickly. So these are all going to be available November 22nd on my YouTube channel. And again, 100% of everything that we raise that day is going to go to Mission 22 to help prevent veterans from dealing with mental health, to help veterans with their mental health struggles. I almost said that the wrong way.
Prevent self-harm.
Yes, exactly. And their immediate families as well, for just adjusting to things like PTSD, and got a little Marvel Zombies Resurrection there. Again, these are all signed there.
Cool. I like it.
He sent in just this awesome stack, Batman and Robin. And then I'll just show off a few of these at once. Got some Hulk. A couple different issues here. He's sent in this big stack. Cool. Last Sons of America. Lazarus Planet.
Man, and the stack just keeps on going.
Some 007. We got some Low Road West from Boom. And Night Terror Action Comics. I think this is pretty cool. I like that.
Nice.
And then probably my favorite, and I have a feeling this will be Preston's favorite as well. This is Night Terror Action Comics #2. I know Preston's a sucker for Power Girl.
Nice little Solomon Grundy there too, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So some really cool stuff. I just wanted to show that off real quick, and I can make myself the normal screen again.
We're gonna auction a kiss on the forehead and pet the beard.
We could do that. We could do that. Let's see. I probably missed some people. Actual Dracula.
Actual Drac.
Hello, #1 Marvel fan. Thanks for joining us.
I like the way Jay abbreviated that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Psycho Phil. Yeah, exactly. There's some good stuff there. I think you're gonna like it. Power Girl, yes, pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Art Brunson's coming back and join the show. We appreciate that.
Hey.
And then Collector P in here as well. Awesome. So we'll continue to say hi as people jump in. But yeah, got the big event. Oh, hey, what's up, Metal Elf? How you doing?
Hey.
Big charity event. You know, I also have items trickling in from some pretty awesome creators, from some community artists. We have, I mean, we've got like a Dark Horse donated poster that's signed by like Patton Oswald and stuff that we need to run.
Yeah.
Sean Chen original art pages, David Mack original art. So we've got some great stuff, folks. Make sure you tune in, and more importantly than even tuning in and bidding and all that kind of stuff, if you can do that, great. If you can't, spread the word about the event, and get as many eyeballs on that stream as we can, because that's the
what's that event again? What's that event?
That event is Heroes for Heroes 2025 final auction on November 22nd, 12 p.m. Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern on the Bronze Age Nerd YouTube channel.
If you liked my Mario versus Pikachu piece, that's going to be auctioned also.
Yeah, lots of great stuff. So with that said, we got to get into all that fun news, which means we've got to put on our news suits. All right.
So quickly. I don't know how you do it. You know what? I think before we start the news, you should say, since we have some artists here in the chat, you should mention the Discord server so people can put their art on before we do our community art at the end.
Not a bad point. Not a bad point. And in addition to that, we also have an event that'll come up here pretty soon. Let me make sure I get the right invite here. So we're going to do this event on November 22nd for Heroes for Heroes. And then we're also going to be immediately getting ready for 2026. So there's a May-June timeframe for that first event. And around that first event, we're also going to do another community art stream. So we, you know, if you're interested in being part of that, you know, if we get enough people, we might do a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely let us know. I know I had at least one other community artist who didn't make it the first go around. Errol, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Errol C. He does some amazing art. He's sending in some stuff right now, and he is going to be, you know, he's a pro. He goes around to shows and stuff too. So you'll definitely see him around at different conventions. But he's going to send in some stuff, and then hopefully be on our next stream too that we have. So if you're interested in doing something like that, reach out, make sure that we, you know, you're on our radar so we can get you on the schedule. I just pasted the link into chat for the Discord server that Big B was talking about, and we have our community art channel, which is actually where that'll take you if you go in there right now. And you'll be able to share your community art, check out the community art we're going to show off later in the show. If you want to, you know, see any of the art that people have shared previously, it's all there. Yeah,
I just figured we kind of, you know, get people going in there, throwing some stuff in. We'll be surprised.
Yeah, exactly. So this was some breaking news. About 5 days too late, in my opinion.
Yeah. What the heck?
Remember the 10th of November when this news broke.
Wait.
Shout out to Nerdist for this article, although it's covered in a lot of other places. V for Vendetta is getting a TV series that's coming to HBO with Gunn and Safran to produce, which is kind of true for everything WB at this point, or DC at this point. But anyhow, at least as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we're getting a V for Vendetta TV series. Interesting. I will say I love that adaptation that came out, well, probably like 15 years ago now.
Oh, God, it was amazing.
Yeah,
so good.
Great adaptation. I can't wait for another one. I'm definitely down. Hopefully they don't screw it up.
I think it'll allow them to kind of expand on that universe. It'll be kind of cool.
Yeah,
we'll see a lot more of it.
So they're re-releasing V for Vendetta in theaters November 5th, 2026, apparently too, which is interesting.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so there's not a whole lot more besides them announcing this essentially. It's just in the works, but I think it's cool and I'm excited for it. How about you?
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I hope the rumors I heard are not true, that because DC is like on the market right now. So I heard there are some political rumblings behind the scenes that they want to take over production of DC stuff. That would maybe curtail V for Vendetta and that kind of stuff.
DC wants to take over DC? That's what that sounded like to me. Maybe I missed something.
No, DC is up on the market to be sold. So
right,
the people who buy it could definitely affect the future of DC. So
yeah. I think I heard Netflix was kind of the.
I heard Bad Robot, which is not necessarily good news.
Yeah. So. Unfortunately, this is it's not really a news story. It's just something I shared in the Discord server. I think I saw it on Twitter or something like that. Fans of the show will know that we're both big G.I. Joe fans.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the actor who played Alpine in the cartoon, the voice actor, actor Lee Weaver. We were just talking about Hugo Weaving. Lee Weaver and Hugo Weaving, those names are similar to me for some reason. Weave, I guess. Died at age 95. I mean, yeah, that's a nice long life for sure, but still just one of those things that's kind of tugs at you.
You say that now, but when you're 95, you won't think that.
Exactly. I don't expect to make it to 95, I guess is part of why I say that. But
you're going to be there. We'll be there.
I'll maybe as a Futurama head in a bottle kind of thing.
Right.
But no, anytime I see one of these voice actors from these shows pass away, it's really crappy. From our childhood or things that we loved. Right. So I probably should have shared this right after that last story. There's also on the Nerdist, there is a Jimmy Olsen series coming to HBO.
Same actor?
As well.
Same actor?
Yep, same actor is going to reprise the role. His name eludes me at the moment.
Guy in the picture there.
The guy in the picture there, of course. Yep. Interesting.
Hey, Shiggy.
Skylar Gassando? That's not the name I expected to see. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Shigiyuki, what's up? I am not next to Richard Nixon. Let's put it that way. Mr. Terrific. I almost wonder.
That would be a great show.
That's interesting. I want the scene where he kind of shows off his powers as Superman makes me want to not be constrained by a TV show budget. But then again, he's actually a character you probably could do a pretty low budget version of and still have it be cool because he's using his mind most of the time, right? So
yeah, and his orbs could be pretty easily done. I don't think they're like high budget, right? So
I think every shot in that movie was high budget, basically, but
right. But I've seen similar effects on TV with like those kind of orb things. So,
Yeah. So Gorilla Grodd is supposedly coming in this series, which is odd to me.
Okay.
By the way, I think the show is actually called DC Crime, which is another aspect I should have mentioned at the top of this article.
Oh, the Jimmy Olsen show is called DC Crime?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just really interesting that they're gonna do the way they've introduced characters in the properties that they've introduced them in so far has been kind of strange. But we'll see what it's still early days, right? There's a lot of time to kind of digest what's going on here and check it all out.
Gorilla Grodd, he's a cool character.
Yeah, very cool character. I actually really think one of the better things they did in the Flash, the CW Flash show, was introducing Gorilla Grodd, and some of his special effects and episodes for the budget of that show were pretty good, actually.
Right on.
Really like that. So let's see, what else do we got here? My little website here is being a little slow. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I had a conversation with somebody about this today. Let me paste that into the correct window here. So Funko, those things that everybody loves. No, I'm just kidding. I know a lot of people actually out there really do.
Some people do.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. But that company is not doing well. This is, by the way, from ICV2, great industry website. So they reported sales, and apparently, it actually doesn't sound terrible to me, but their worldwide sales were down 14%, which, with everything going on, that's actually not as bad as I maybe expected when I first heard this news. It's
Yeah,
coming
that
out of
could partially be attributed just to the economy and the way things are in the world right now.
exactly. Um, which means they made 251 million. Basically, I'm rounding up.
Oh, shucks, only
Um,
251 million.
a year ago, they made 292 million. So their U.S. sales were down 20.1%, which accounts for the 39 million of the 41 million decline. So, interestingly enough, it's actually an improvement over the 41 million loss it saw in Q2. But you start adding up enough quarters where you're losing money left and right. I think there's also it's pretty obvious that there's sort of a like a tidal shift in people's reaction to Funkos that I've seen. However, that said, the article goes on to mention that there's K-pop Demon Hunters Funkos that are going to be out this holiday season. I imagine those will be popular with a lot of
I
people.
think those would do really well.
Yeah,
especially the teleporting cat character. I mean,
yeah,
you see, he'd be a cool Funko.
exactly. So it's kind of interesting. This is something where I could see this company pivoting maybe in some ways, or trying to diversify what it is they do. I know they do have some other products out there. I'm not as familiar with their other products. It's funny, the person I was talking to today about this was talking about, oh my gosh, I already forgot. She was talking about like 2 or 3 other products that are kind of replacing Funko in her mind, at least in that kind of collecting world. And it's just interesting to me that there's so many of these little like collectible toy or like, tchotchke kind of line kind of things out there, that it feels like there's always some new thing around the corner. But they are doing a bigger push into blind box products, mystery minis, premium blind box lines. We'll see if that kind of inspires people.
There's 250 million in debt. I thought it said that their profits were down, but they still made 200. Tropes is saying I think 250
they
million
might
in
also
debt.
be in debt. Maybe that's just as a coincidental number on the debt there.
Oh,
This
okay.
article, I don't think it mentioned their debt anywhere. But I mean, he's probably covered this
We're
on
saying
his show.
that they're
Yeah, he probably covered this story on his show. Which, by the way, check out Comic Tropes After Dark. Every time that I can check it out, I do, which unfortunately is not very often. But and then Preston said they should hold out for bobbleheads, and you know what? I agree. They should hold out for bobbleheads.
Well, Psycho Phil was asking. That's what he's saying for the bobbleheads. Psycho Phil was saying, when do the bronze and Bigby Funkos?
Oh, I get you. He's saying that. Yeah. I understand what you're saying now.
We met the Funko people at Rose City a while ago, and they do customs, so that's not out of the realm of possibility.
They're not the Funko people. They're people that do custom Funkos, right?
Right. They're licensed custom Funko limited edition people. Yeah.
Because I think I want to say Funko's based out of Everett. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, it was a Seattle company, isn't it? Seattle or Everett.
So.
Yeah.
At least that's in my head. Maybe I'm just making stuff up, but maybe we're having a collective hallucination.
That does happen.
Sure. Often with me. All right. Thanks for clearing that up, Chris. I appreciate that.
I saw a trippy video the other day. They said, how they say like when you die, your body or your brain lives on for a certain amount of time, but you experience like a dreamlike state. And they were positing the idea that the world ended in like 2015 or something, that we were hit by an asteroid out of nowhere and everybody died, and we're all in a collective dream state.
Oh, there's a lot. There's people that the world ended during the pandemic, and now we're in a simulation that's continuing on from that. I mean, there's so many versions of that.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, it's just trippy to think about. I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. That'd be an interesting movie idea, Matrix-esque. But
CERN, the Large Hadron Collider or whatever.
CERN, that was it.
Yeah, the Higgs boson particle.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Kenneth? How you doing?
Hey.
So we're gonna get to our big story. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, no, 100% Marvel fan. They are
Yes.
absolutely very, very much a must watch. It's funny. Big B and I were both talking about this. Well, actually, I think Big B mentioned it, and I completely agree. I didn't really say my piece, but I've been getting recommended a lot of Comic Tropes videos that I just never caught or saw.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
thought when I was talking to you the other day, I thought it was a new one, and you're like, no, that came out a while ago. I was like, really? It just came across my feed. I assumed it was new. I watched it.
yeah. Our big story is Iron Fist farted.
Yeah.
Christopher Tropes, indeed. So this is our big story that it's more of a kind of an entry point to talk about a couple things here that, I mean, I do this, not to the point where I'm going to get arrested, hopefully. But I think a lot of people that watch kind of do something similar to this. What am I talking about? Well, and by the way, this is a bleeding cool article. At the time that I pulled this story, I didn't see a lot of other great stories about it. A comic store owner was arrested on obscenity charges after handing out, allegedly, Grindel comics at a Halloween police event in North Carolina. So the Sunset Beach Police Department released a statement. They said they had evidence obtained from parents to a magistrate in North Carolina regarding an incident at our annual trunk or treat event. And everybody knows what that is, I assume. And the shop had an event there, and they were giving out comic books. If the story stopped there, it would probably be great. However, they were giving out Grendel comic books, as well as there was some social media stuff I saw where there was like some other parents saying that there were some other comics that they deemed were inappropriate, but they didn't say what they were. One other mother posted to Facebook, if you went to the Sunset Beach Park Trunk or Trick or Treat thing tonight and your kiddo was given a brown paper envelope with a comic in it, check it out before they do. Luckily, their child wasn't interested in it, but they started flipping through it and saw at the event that was specifically for children. Basically, they didn't like what was in it. And they were happy that it wasn't swept under the rug. Another person added, I'm so glad someone else complained. The one my daughter got was okay, but the one my son got had a half naked woman. I mean, knowing comic books, that could be almost anything.
Right.
But still, the Grendel one. And this is a really good question about this, by the way, that Chris is kind of begging the question here a little bit. I think a fine is appropriate, but jail is over the top. And it does have full frontal male nudity in it.
And sex scenes in it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot going on. And here's kind of where I wanted to really have the point of this conversation to me, which is, I've given out comics on Halloween before. In fact, I did it. Yeah, I did it a couple years ago. Had like a whole short box I gave out, and it's funny. I went out with trick or treating with my daughter last year, and I guess my wife said that people were coming up to the door and they were like, "Where are the comic books?" Because I wasn't going to be handing out stuff because I was going to be out with her all night, so I just didn't pull anything for that. So I mean, people came back specifically for them, which it's I think it's a fun thing to do, and I know a lot of comic book collectors do this. Like at least I see a lot of posts about it, like on social media and stuff, about handing out comics, and it's kind of like, to me, it's almost like a more accessible free comic book day kind of a thing.
Right.
That collectors and fans can do.
Like we talk about, spreading the love of comics, right?
Yeah.
I'll get into my part of it when you're ready.
So the thing to me is, I went through and checked everything when I handed out comics. Pretty much everything I handed out was like Spider-Man, Batman, pretty well-known stuff. I had some free comic book day comics too, and I handed those out because they were just extras or whatever that I had.
Right.
I tried to keep it, I think I might have had some other Marvel or DC stuff in there, but like mainline Marvel, DC. And of course, there's plenty of great independent comics. That's not saying that you guys stick to Marvel or DC. And there's plenty of stuff in modern Marvel and DC comics that isn't appropriate for kids. But you're much more likely to be safe in that range, I feel like. However,
Right.
to Marvel fans' point, The comic shop owner didn't know, he made a mistake. That's why it's best to not even do it. Never know it's going to cause issues. And it's that last part, especially, you never know what's going to cause issues with people.
Right.
Now, whenever I did it, though,
religious connotation or something, or anything, that
totally. But then again, at the same time, like when I did it, I always like made sure it was okay with the parents if they were there. If the parents weren't there, I just did it anyway. But it was an option. Like, I wasn't like, here, you have to take this. It's like, I would always ask, like, do you want a comic book too? I'm giving these out, and I gave them candy too. It's like I only gave out comic books, which it probably isn't the worst thing in the world, especially in this economy. But still, yeah, sat the kids down and read Faust to them. Yeah, you know it.
Absolutely.
We were reading some of the real deep cut. Oh gosh, I'm blanking. The fairy tale, the Brothers Grimm stuff, like the really in the original text. Those really hardcore ones. Hey, what's up, Kilted Corgi?
He read him Ironwood.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Jeez. You get an Arcrum. You get a Rambo.
You get an Arcrum. You get
I get it. The cadence that was throwing me off at the beginning. That's great. So it's just kind of one of those things where I think that it's and I fully believe it's very possible that this owner was pulling a bunch of stuff, and maybe something got mixed in with.
Who knows if he was doing all the pulling? A lot of times you're delegating that to a lackey employee person who's getting paid hardly anything, and they're not paying attention to what they're putting in the bags probably as closely as you would, that kind of thing. So it's like,
I love it.
Yeah. I was always worried about that kind of stuff. And I also had a thing in my shop for encouraging reading. I had a bring a comic, take a comic box. And I was like, anybody who brings a comic has to leave it at the counter, because I don't want it just going in the box without me knowing what's going in there, where kids could grab it, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a thing where if you had a comic, you could bring it in. I was trying to encourage reading, and, you put your beater reader stuff in there and let kids experience comics that way, so, and there were 50 cents each, or bring a comic, take a comic. So one-time purchase of 50 cents, kids could read comics forever.
Great correction. It's been about a week since I read this story, Chris, and you were 100% correct. It was Kathleen Lincoln was the store owner. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, well, it's funny you say My Little Pony, and then you get into a whole community there that might take that the wrong way. Just as a joke, the bronies get upset.
But yeah, the whole idea, but that's like early on. Like, I remember back when in the 80s and 90s, the CBLDF defending people for the same kind of stuff, and there was a joke, but I heard there was some actual steam behind it about somebody coming in and saying, you have comics on the shelf and that character isn't wearing any pants. It was Donald Duck, but it's like, you got Donald Duck, you got Winnie the Pooh, characters not wearing any pants,
The charge for Derek here brings up a great question there. It was they were charged with probable cause found for a North Carolina statute, which is obscene literature and exhibitions, which is a Class G felony, by the way. And the charges came after the department received multiple reports that inappropriate comic style materials were handed out during the 2025 event, the Trunk or Treat event, and took place the day before Halloween. The comic shop, by the way, is Marvelous Issues in Sunset Beach. Yeah, there was interesting kind of debate in my Discord server when this story originally got shared too. There's like a person who used to own a comic book shop in Florida, and they were saying, like, if you did that stuff in Florida, man, the hammer would come down too. And I think that your location can play a lot into it. The material can play a lot into it. What's up, Awesome Sauce? How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. So that's definitely a factor, as well as whether or not, what you're handing out, where you're doing it, and also kind of just a general, again, if the parent's there, make sure you're talking to them, make sure you're asking them. if you're doing it, it was at a police sponsored trunk or treat.
Right.
So, you know, the legal implications probably go up a little bit there. Like if it had been just at their store, I wonder if they would have even treated the same. But since they felt like it had to be, maybe they felt they had to put extra eyes on it because it was at a police event. Because if you're not picking up on that story, it was at a police trunk or treat event, like, you know, basically put on by the police department. It would so the bail was 20,000, which I vaguely understand how bail works from TV. Like they had only like probably raised like 10% of that, which would be the 2,000, I think. I don't fully understand how that works because I've never had to post bail before, but yeah, you know. Mark Leonard, hey, what's up, Mark? Great to see you, by the way, brother. It says he was handing out remanded copies of Cherry Pop-Tart to all.
Coverless. There we go. Right. Never.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I go so far as like when I give comics to a parent or a friend of mine or a coworker, I always say, here, you know, I've tried to be careful with these, but you should probably look through them before you give them to your kids.
Exactly. That's kind of where I was going before I started.
Because you know, if you know, stuff happens with comics or or shows and stuff. There could be a sketch or something that got stuck in a book or something that's inappropriate or an ad or So I'm always like, hey, you should probably go through this. But
your kid could be ordering X-ray specs before you know it. I mean,
right?
Think of the children. No, but yeah, it's a really good point. I'm making a little bit light of it because to me, this is a weird story where it kind of, to me, it does kind of bounce between. Part of me wants to defend the practice, but this particular incident is probably inappropriate.
They were careless,
and that's just kind of what it comes down to. But I hope it doesn't backfire or raise some kind of like reverse awareness of like people not wanting to do this anymore, because I still think that it's a really fun thing to do when it works well, and I think it works well probably 99.999% of the time. Yeah, exactly.
That book is plainly labeled on the front for mature readers.
Yes, 100%. Not for, it literally says not for children. Those are the words that are on it.
Right.
In all seriousness, though, comics are 13 to 15 plus now as a baseline, unless specifically indicated. Yeah, it is one of those things where with the Comic Code Authority having gone the way of the dodo, you do kind of have to. You do kind of have to be aware, like there's comics that love to cross the line. And like I said, you can be a little bit safer if you are picking out Marvel and DC, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. They've covered some mature topics in those titles over and over again.
Marvel and DC have for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were putting T+ and all ages and stuff on a lot of their stuff. So you kind of knew, but
yeah. Derek says he'd rather risk people who hand out pennies and toothbrushes. Hey, pennies are a collector's item now, Derek. They don't make them anymore.
Right.
And toothbrushes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there we go.
Trunk or treat, awesome sauce. It's like they don't want to call it a trick or treat. They don't want to associate it with Halloween. So it's called trunk or treat so that they don't get negative connotations to any groups. So
well, and it's also trunk or treat is like literally an alternative way for parents that don't want to go around neighborhoods and theoretically potentially take their children into a dangerous area, which I where you live better than I do, but I think that's also kind of
silly. So what they do, they bring a bunch of people who are supposed to be bringing stuff to give to the kids, and they it sounds even sketchier though. Hey kids, come take some stuff from a person out of the trunk of their car.
Hey kids, you want some candy?
Right? Yeah.
But nothing sounds good about Halloween if you explain it like that.
Right. But you're literally going up to the back of people's car. That's where you get the trunk or treat. And so you're getting stuff out of the trunk of their car. So
I think what's funny is I have a 7-year-old kid, and I've never been to a trunk or treat. I've been to like candy crawls and like things like that, but I've never been to a trunk or treat, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. There's a video of the event. It was held in the park during the day with tables by local businesses. The comic shop had a Spidey cosplayer. That's really cool. And they were handing out porn. So, I mean, that's awesome. Everybody wins. Hey, kid, you want some hustlers? So yeah, don't do that the wrong way. If you're gonna do it the right way, and check your. It's like, you're supposed to be checking your candy for razor blades, not for boobies. But
Yeah, I'm when you sent that to me originally, I was like, yeah, gotta be careful what you give out. That I was always that was one of the things that made me nervous as a comic shop owner, was somebody was going to come in and their kid was going to get a comic that,
yeah.
So when people would bring up their books to the counter, this little 7-year-old kid is bringing Spawn or something up to the counter.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, are you aware how violent this is? I just want you to know it's oh, he's good. He can handle it. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. And there's probably the other part of this that's interesting, which is more of a legal question, really, is so, because Derek says here, if someone gave out, console games that were teen or MA, would anyone complain? And yeah, I'm sure someone could complain in those situations. But
Right.
The interesting thing is this person was charged with obscene literature, which that's where it gets kind of into that weird gray area too. And again, I'm with Chris on this one. I'm not going to defend this person, but from a legal standpoint, I wonder how much there will be like wiggle room to fight this if they wanted to, because
it sounds like what they're being charged with is like intentionally distributing it. And I don't think they intentionally did. I think it was poor judgment, a bad oversight. Right. They weren't being careful. Probably maybe they were in a hurry trying to get stuff together, get things ready. But yeah, I was always leery of anything indie or Vertigo or anything. Those were not going anywhere near the good stuff,
Yeah. I guess the one thing that they could get tripped up onto is if they take this to court, which who knows if they could or would try to really defend it, or if they're just going to try to like plea down or something. But the fact that it does say not for children literally on the book is probably not a great look when that happens.
I'm wondering, Chris was covering this. You said, Chris, have you heard his CBLDF getting involved in that, or
are they still active? Like, I feel like I haven't heard of them doing anything in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're not a thing anymore.
This to me feels like classic Chris trolling. Spidey flat out kicking a kid. Yeah. The teeth everywhere thing is definitely. There's no way that's. But it'd be funny.
I thought they were candy corn.
Yeah, I'm with you, Awesome Sauce. They need to take 5 minutes to check it out. Little brats. I mean, kids. Yeah. Exactly. Definitely strange.
Gotcha.
So that kind of actually concludes our news segment, unless you had anything that you wanted to talk about that got brought up over this last week.
No, everything else I would be talking about would be like you those rumors and stuff you don't like.
The casting rumors and stuff.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not usually a fan. Trying to remember where we left off. Okay, I think I'm gonna show some community artwork off. So we're gonna go to the community art channel in my Discord server, which you guys can go join if you want to check out some awesome community art. And while I'm getting that set up, I'm gonna go ahead and play that beautiful intro with some previous community art.
Sent from you to us, it's art for all. At Best Coast Comics, we answer the call. Fans and creators, bold and smart. Join the line for Comic
So we've first up got an updated piece. I think we showed off the rough on this last time around, but why don't you explain where we're at with this one, Bibby?
Yeah, it's not even the finished one. Did I put the finished one in there?
Well, this is. I mean, I'm going chronological order of the post. So
yeah, so it's a homage to Silver Surfer number 4. Nice. And so that's actually on that cover is Silver Surfer coming at Thor on the Rainbow Bridge. So I did Pikachu and attacking Mario on the Rainbow Road.
Fantastic, man. I love that.
Yeah, it
Very
came out really good.
You got Irwin. Here's another collaboration with JG, who initially drew this design with pencil, which then afterwards I inked. Another fun challenge to adhere and add to the design. Oh, that is cool.
Super cool.
Got some close-ups here. Irwin's just posting some great stuff every week. It's very fun to see what he keeps posting. There might be some more in here too, because I feel like I'm always seeing multiple from him, which we love. If you guys want to come here,
I know I posted one for him because he had sent
nice.
me a bunch before, and I haven't got them all in here.
So Brunson joined the server last week, I think during the show or right after the show, and then shared some stuff as well too. So this is some of his work from this year. It sounded like
that was Commandi, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love the way that you can see the face inside of Venom.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very nice. I always love this like fully extended kick.
Yeah, that's great.
This comic's totally for kids. We know that. I mean, this one's fun. Here's the hilarious part, and the part that always cracks me up. I'm sure almost zero parents in America would complain about this. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are parents that would complain about it, and yet they probably wouldn't if they got handed that. There's another great one. I love the composition.
Really good. Love it. Miles and Peter there. That's awesome.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of Absolute Batman.
Nice.
Got a little larger there. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, okay, there you go.
One. Yeah, there's a finished one of that. So.
Nice. It looks good, man.
Thanks. Yeah, that's going to go up for auction on the Heroes for Heroes. So, you say you're in on that one, Bronze?
yeah, I'll definitely be bidding on this one. You bet, 100%. There's a little comparison.
Yeah, the homage.
Is that your copy?
Yeah, that's my copy. It's a 5. It's a 5.0.
I love it. Love that too. And then okay, so this is MPM original.
Yes,
Matthew McNatt. Was he on your stream?
No, I met him because we were promoting the stream, and he started messaging me, and I was like, "Hey, we share community art," and he was like, "Oh, I'd love to be a part of that." Yeah, I'm just getting him a little exposure. If you guys want to check him out, he's got some great stuff on Instagram. Hopeful Penciler. He's working on things, cool. And got his day job, but he's pursuing his dreams in the evenings. So it is trap job.
It's a trap job. Okay, you'd have to tell me, because I knew it's a He-Man character, just didn't know.
He-Man. Yep. Yeah. He's got a lot of Motu stuff on there, so yeah, check it out.
Nice.
And then I had a live stream on my channel where we had a bunch of guests. I didn't get to draw as much. Because I was hosting. I'm talking the whole time, so I'm not really drawing as much as I should be. But yeah, working on a Dracula versus Werewolf by Night versus Frankenstein.
Very cool.
Yeah,
excited to see that. That one's a commission from last year's Heroes for Heroes.
It was this year's. Yeah,
earlier this year.
Yeah, earlier this year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Evgeny. Yeah, Deathblow. Yeah, he had a Deathblow he did last year, and he was comparing them like, this is my style last year, this is my style this year. So it was really cool to do that, and we're gonna be doing that like every Sunday. We're gonna try to do that every Sunday. So,
Chris, is that from when you were a Spider-Man cosplayer?
That's right.
Edward Lilly.
Yeah, so he's working on a piece there for the Rippaverse is having the tryout thing. So it's one of the Rippaverse characters.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't recognize the some kind of
blood something. I can't remember. Blood something. Yeah, Blood Ruth.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
very cool.
Yeah,
and then James, Nerdy Musings. Okay, cool.
Nerdy Musings. Solo Conquest.
Very neat.
Yeah, he did a great job on that.
Yeah.
Then Trav from
Comic Supply. Got some colors on it. Nice.
Yeah. He was on there working on that as well. So yeah, just super thankful for all the people who were there. I'm really happy to have everyone to hang out and draw with. And I had one other spot, but I couldn't get anybody else to come in and draw.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah, that was not a good night for me. If I had a little heads up, I probably could have made it. But and this is the other one from Edward, right? Or from Erwin.
Erwin.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. Gosh,
his therapist.
Show you some detail here.
Woo! So good. Good job, Erwin.
Wow,
amazing. Yeah, love it.
And then Steve sends in multiple drawings throughout the week, and this is that guy again. I know I'm gonna start a fight at nighttime. Look, man, is that
Monster?
Look Monster.
Look
we
Monster.
don't put up with that stuff around here. I have
Ultraman
on speed dial.
That's
cool. It's really small for me. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you did a good job.
That's awesome.
Yes, there's some humor he's putting in there. So
yeah, I like it. Man, it's so, I feel so lucky that we've been able to kind of cultivate this community art. We're talking to Roscoe on the channel. Was that last week or the week before?
Yeah, it was last week, right?
It was last week. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And it's just cool, like seeing everybody, doing that in their own ways, and how we can kind of spin this off, and doing the charity art stream with the community artists and stuff it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is really super cool.
Awesome sauces for next year. Can we all just hand out delicious nutritious candy bars? I love it. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's see. So I think that's kind of about it. We're gonna have an episode dropping pretty soon on our podcast series. We did have the one explaining Heroes for Heroes and kind of how we started it, how we're what we're doing with it and everything. That dropped a few days ago. If you want to go check that out, that's on the Bronze Age Nerd channel. And I think you can access it as well from Bigby's channel. I should say it's my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. So I guess that's
happy anniversary.
Thank you.
This week is your 5-year anniversary.
I got the notification from YouTube. I don't remember what my first video was, but what like day or whatever. But yeah, so
my first one dropped in January or whatever year I started at it. So like I'm a year behind you. I'm probably on year 4.
Okay,
year 4, maybe.
There's some talk about the no pretty lady in the AI song. Yeah, not on this one.
What pretty lady could you be talking about?
Well, I think Hydra Asylum is talking about it too. When you are done showing art, do you think it's an Anna appropriate video? I think we could probably do an Anna. I mean, you mentioned Anna. We may as well talk about Anna, right?
Anna with your smoky eyes, dancing through ballerina, kiss me goodbye. You throw a punch, I say please, I'd like another. After Blade Runner, I'll never recover. Anna with your smoky eyes, dancing through ballerina, kiss me goodbye. You throw a punch, I say please, I'd like another. After Blade Runner, I'll never recover.
And after that, YouTube's just gonna kick me off and say no more 5 years and never enough. Yeah, fair point, Preston.
Hey, Milton. Hey,
I appreciate it. Hey, Milton, thank you very much. Milton Stapler, always a big supporter on the charity events. And shout out to, by the way, several of our people in here right now are veterans. Veterans Day tomorrow, and
nice, Nick.
We'll be making some posts and stuff about that tomorrow as well with the auction coming up. And just wanted to say thanks to all the veterans out there for everything you do for us, and Hopefully what we're doing gives a little bit back, but you guys are the ones that did the much bigger sacrifice, so we appreciate that. And we can celebrate with a cold shower.
No.
Yeah, I need to make the shorter versions of a couple of those and get them out.
Trim them down a little.
Trim them down a little bit. Make them shorter and sweeter.
Or make them into multiple different versions. So we can like version A this week and version B that week.
I guess that's what I'll do is I'll throw that out there. Anybody, if you want drops like that, it doesn't just have to be for women or something. But if you want drops like that, let us know. I kind of toyed around the idea of doing a Sabrina Carpenter one too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
But yeah, anyhow, it could be whatever. And then if you have any topics that you want us to cover in future streams or on our podcast, definitely go ahead and drop a comment with that. Or if you want to say it in the live chat, we'd appreciate that too. Last thing I'll just say, before we head out, huge event for us on November 22nd. Again, I don't normally do this, but if you can go give the Bronze Age Nerd channel a subscription, if you're not already, that would be very helpful. Try to boost the signal on that event a little bit so we can raise more money for Mission 22 and help our veterans. We would really appreciate any of the help we can get with that. And yeah, we'll be promoting that stream, and we'll be back next Monday with another stream. And we may have a guest for that one. I'm trying to work out what the timetable will be for that. But if we do have a guest, that should be a pretty fun one, and we should have a nice announcement going along with that. So definitely check it out. You could do a Best Coast Comics Marvel logo instead of comics. It's just hot women. That's interesting.
Draft. They're saying like a draft.
Did not realize that you named the girl in the studio Anna. What's up with that? So it's Anna de Armas as the actress. So that's what's up with that. But yeah, very, very gorgeous and talented actress. Yeah, check out Ballerina if you want to see a good one with her in it that came out recently. A lot of other good movies too. Blade Runner.
I like her Blade Runner a lot.
Yeah, and her role was pretty cool in that too.
Knock knock.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's it for our show this week. And everybody, yeah, Blonde's going too. Hey, Jay's got a great point. Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're just talking about Veterans Day. Awesome sauce, agreed. All right, everybody, have a fantastic week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, thank you, veterans. See you next week.